Welcome to the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. While you're watching this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's a button right over there. Hit that button so you'll be notified when all these come up, because you don't want to miss guests like Levin from URI Guitar Festival. Thank you very much for coming. We love to talk about music here.
Thanks for having me, Scott. I'm really excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a Chicago boy.
Okay.
I emigrated.
Wait, White Sox?
Oh, Cubs.
Okay,
Cubs,
all right,
yeah.
good. Yeah.
It took them a long time to win a World Series again.
Yeah, so we know the pain.
But yep, I'm from Chicago, and my father is an amateur classical guitarist. Mother is a pianist. Both of my mother's in business. My father's a clinical psychologist. My sister is now a dermatologist, but she played classical guitar with me as a child as well. So we would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we would practice, not by choice. But my dad said, he's like, listen, you know, the farmers got up in the morning and they milked the cows, so you got to get up and practice. So we were not happy about it, but we did it. We got really good. My sister then went on to become a physician. I'm a professional classical guitarist. And then I moved out to the Northeast for graduate school in 2006. I studied with Elliot Fisk at the New England Conservatory, who's this world-renowned virtuoso American classical guitarist. And basically, from a very early age, when I started playing classical guitar, I had looked up to him as sort of a musical guide and somebody who one day I sort of dreamt about studying with. And one day that dream came true. So I came to Boston, immersed myself in the music scene, as a Master's of Music graduate student. And then after that, Elliot Fisk encouraged me to really spread my wings and go beyond the boundaries of the United States. And so I studied abroad in Spain for 3 years as a Fulbright scholar. And that was a blast. Like it was the ultimate cultural exchange opportunity for me, where I could immerse myself in a culture different from my own, learn a language that was different than my native language of English, learn about the Spanish sound that I had been learning about my entire life, but was so far away from geographically. And so that was a beautiful experience living in Madrid, Spain. And I guess one of the reasons that I went abroad was to answer the question, what came next in the long line of great Spanish music? We had the music of Turina, Albéniz, Granados, Rodrigo, who composed the Concierto de Aranjuez, all these great composers, some of which wrote for the guitar, some of whose music was transcribed for the guitar. But the big question mark was, what's next? And nobody had answered that. So I went abroad with that question in pocket, and I saw that it was high time to do what my predecessors had done their entire career, like Segovia, Elliot, my teacher, Julian Bream, Sharon Isbin, all the greats, and commission young composers, or actually just living composers across 4 generations, to write me solo works and chamber works that include the guitar. And I came back with a whole goodie bag with new music when I came back to the States, and they found a home with Naxos, which is a big classical music record label. And I recorded 4 volumes of brand new 21st century Spanish music for solo guitar. And that was a great pleasure and honor. And I've been sort of championing it as I hopscotch around the world as a touring artist. And here in the Northeast, when I came back from Spain, it was time for me to create my musical identity, and I was fortunate enough to get a job at the University of Rhode Island in
Very nice.
2015. I love the Rams, and over the years, I have begun to build a guitar spirit, a classical guitar spirit. And so 2015, the very moment that I arrived on campus, I looked around and I was like, where is the classical guitar community? Where are you? And there was nothing. And so I created the University of Rhode Island Guitar Festival. So where there was a void, I was able to fill it with this new festival whose mission is to share the majesty of the classical guitar with the community and bring them together around this beautiful instrument.
So let's talk about that. Why don't we start with what the dates are and the location?
Sure. So this year is the 8th annual University of Rhode Island Guitar Festival, and it's occurring from October 18th, which is a Wednesday, until Sunday, October 22nd.
Okay.
And this year it features the classical guitar, the acoustic fingerstyle guitar, and then for the first time ever, it features the mandolin. And we will host a course in mandolin excellence. So we will be bringing to campus one of the foremost classical mandolinists in the world, Jacob Reuven, who also happens to be my duo partner in Duo Montar. And he will be leading the course with a couple of his colleagues, Ekaterina Skliar, who is an incredible domra player, and Dor Amran, who is Jacob Reuven's protege in Israel, and then Mark Davis, who is a star in Rhode Island and directs the Providence Mandolin Orchestra. So together they will create the first ever course in mandolin excellence, which is basically a festival within a festival. So for 8 years now, we've had a guitar festival that features not only a concert series, but then you have your educational offerings, which are equally as important as the concerts, and they feed directly into one another. So you have a program in which you can sign up as an active participant and get master classes from internationally recognized artists. You can sign up as an auditor, and if you're not comfortable taking classes and you just want to learn in a more passive way in the audience, you can sign up an auditor. You can attend all the events, all the concerts, everything is right there for you. Also, for the second year, we will be offering the Rising Star Young Guitarist program, which is for young, aspiring guitarists between the ages of 6 and 17.
Okay.
And we have 3 of 4 of the faculty members are Rhode Islanders. Kaylee Connors, Victor Main, Jim Davidson, and new to our Rising Stars faculty is Catherine O'Kelly. And so together they'll be emphasizing ensemble playing. What do I mean by that? That means basically you've got 30 kids jamming together, and they're going to be exploring different cultures. One of them is Costa Rican culture, another Italian culture, American culture, and what am I forgetting? French culture. So it's going to be a great experience for these young people. If you're a college kid, graduate student, guitar aficionado, you can sign up for active participation or an auditor. And we also have a competition. Each year we host a virtual international competition for both high school students and young artists. So high school between the ages of 13 and 17, or 18 really, and young artists 18 to 35. And this year we've got our biggest competition ever. And what do I mean? What does that mean, biggest? So we have our largest prize pool. It's like the lottery, except not $1 million. So we have, for the young artists, we have a top prize of $3,000,
wow,
which is a concert fee they will be paid at the 2024 URI Guitar Festival, and that will be accompanied by an opportunity to travel to Costa Rica and give a concert at the National Costa Rican Guitar Festival there that happens right before our festival, as well as the travel for that. And then we have a high school division that comes with a cash prize, and then all prize winners, 1, 2, 3, from both divisions will get strings from Augustine Strings, one of our big benefactors. We'll get Strings by Mail, gives gift certificates. Tone Base gives educational online platform subscriptions for either your lifetime or for a year. So we have a lot of partners that are helping fill the goodie bag for these young stars. And also we have a composer in residence. I'm a very big champion and believer in new music. I think we move classical music, or music in general, forward through the commission of new works. So this year we are hosting Matthias Duplessis, a French guitarist and composer who composed a new guitar trio for my guitar trio, the Great Necks, who will be giving the world premiere on Saturday night, the 21st. And then we will also collaborate with Matthias Duplessis and play one of his chamber works for guitar quartet. So it's a multifaceted week. So if you like classical guitar, come on out. If you like acoustic fingerstyle guitar, come on out. If you like other plucked instruments, come on out. We have mandolin. We also are hosting a lutenist. So the lutenist is basically a predecessor to the guitar. It's smaller, it's got sort of a big stomach on the back, and it's much more intimate. And it's a beautiful instrument that you can play Renaissance and Baroque music on. So that's sort of a broad outline of like what we're offering. I would love to share some more information about the concert series, which is one of the highlights.
I think it's also important to talk about, it's not just someone who's insanely talented on a guitar. People are just fans of guitars and really should be coming out to this and seeing some of the great masters, some of the up-and-coming masters, and just hearing some of the great music. And let's talk a little bit about the concerts.
So as you were saying, and that resonates a lot with me, is the accessibility. So you can either be a master young classical guitarist or old classical guitarist or anything in between. This is universally accessible, both if the instrument you're playing, the kind of music you want to play, the artists, the festival, we're here for you at whichever point you are in your learning experience with the guitar or the mandolin or what have you. So the concert series, we added another day this year. Each year it's been growing, growing, growing. Each year I tell myself, I'm never going to get any bigger. This is as big as I want to get. And of course, I naturally make it bigger. So we're at a 5-day festival here. We started on Wednesday. And the first night we're going to feature the winner of the 2022 Rising Stars Young Guitars competition, the young artist division. His name is Philippos Manaloudis. He's a Greek guitarist and he's coming to us from Greece. He's stopping in Costa Rica where he won the opportunity to go to Costa Rica, going to Mexico, coming up north, and he's going to be playing. He's a phenomenal artist, and you can really sense that the classical guitar has achieved a new level with this kind of artist. And then, because we have a partnership with our Costa Rican friends down south, we are also featuring the winner of the National Costa Rican Guitar Competition. So he'll be coming up north as well and performing on the concert series on Wednesday night. And then finally, we'll be featuring one of our very own from the University of Rhode Island music department. He is a Masters of Music candidate. He's my graduate assistant. His name is Adrian Montero, a fabulous artist, a consummate musician, and he will be giving world premieres by Cuban composers, Costa Rican composers, and a piece by one of our composers on faculty at the University of Rhode Island, Eliane Aberdam. So it'll be a power-packed night, and that will be at the Courthouse Center for the Performing Arts. It's the first time we're presenting a concert at that venue, and we're really excited about that. And that'll begin at 7:30 at the courthouse. Then we move on to Thursday, and we are going to be presenting at the Towers, and that's in Narragansett. This beautiful, beautiful venue right on the water. It's in the shape of like a dog biscuit, but it's good. Yeah, it's a very, very fine dog biscuit. And anyway, it's a beautiful place to present music. And that evening, we'll be presenting music of America. And you can't take 2 steps in the States without either hearing blues or jazz, 2 genres that we have never presented at the festival. So we will be presenting a blues guitarist, Jontavius Willis, and who I'm very excited about. He's very Robert Johnson-esque in the way that he plays blues, and I think he'll add a really great flair to the Music of America evening. And then following his performance, we will invite URI Music Department faculty member Jay Azzolina, who also happens to be Grammy nominated, and his quartet. They will play a bunch of wonderful jazz music, and that will encapsulate Music of America. And that'll be at 7:30 at the Towers, Thursday, October 19th, 2023. Then we'll skip on forward to Friday, October 20th, and I'm super psyched about this. We're having Italian night. And Italian night is going to be experienced both in food deliciousness and in music deliciousness. So we will hear from the lutenist Elisa Lamarca, who's a longtime friend of mine. We studied together in Italy, in Siena, Italy, over 15 years ago when we were studying with basically one of the greatest pedagogues of all time, Oscar Giglia, and we met each other there. We stayed in touch, and now she's coming to campus, and she'll play Renaissance and Baroque lute. Following that, we will continue the storyline to 19th century Italian music with Mauro Sonata, who currently lives in Mexico City, but is from Italy. And finally, we'll hear 21st century Italian guitarist Niccolo Sperra, who will be playing on a 10-string guitar and presenting some newly commissioned Italian works. Wow. And so you see like the full bandwidth of Italian music in one evening. And interspersed between those artists, you'll get to take a bite out of Italian cuisine. So it's really, really exciting.
So you've learned from Chicago pizza to Italian Rhode Island.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
And so we're going to make sure everybody's fed, both musically and get their bellies full as well.
Nice. So
then we continue. Saturday, we'll have basically a French day. So in the afternoon, we will feature an elite group of mandolin soloists, followed by one of my favorite artists, Pierre Bibot. And he is another champion of new music, so he will perform a mixed program of modern French and modern American music. What sort of part and parcel with modern American music is Steve Reich, the minimalist composer. So he'll be playing electric guitar and performing music by Steve Reich and an assortment of modern French music. And then that evening, we will, I should mention, that concert is at St. Augustine's Church at 4:30. I gotta keep this all straight. And I also forgot to mention Italian night. Don't miss Italian night. It's at the Good Lutheran, it's at the, what's it called? The Good Lutheran Church in Kingston, or it's the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. One of those two. But it's in Kingston, and it's a beautiful venue, perfect acoustics. Then Saturday afternoon will be at St. Augustine's Church on the URI campus. And that evening at 8 o'clock, we will host another portion of French night, and that'll include my guitar trio, the Great Necks, and we will join forces with Matthias Duplessis, who is the composer in resident. We will premiere his guitar trio, followed by the guitar quartet, and then the second half will be Matthias Duplessis' trio Cavalcade, which will include him, Jérôme Jouve, who is the winner of the Guitar Foundation of America competition, and then finally this amazing Indian tabla player who I'm excited to have. So it'll be an incredible, energetic evening. So that'll be Saturday night. And then finally, our final day, Sunday, October 22nd, we will be back at St. Augustine's Church, and we'll have a student showcase. So you can see young talent performing live for you, and that will be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then finally, for the gala finale at the URI Guitar Festival, we will combine contemporary Italy with Luca Stricagnoli, who is a Candy Records artist, and does use the guitar not only as a melodic instrument, but also as a percussive instrument as well as harmonic. So strumming, melodic, and percussive. It's amazing. He even plays on a guitar that has 3 necks. So I can barely control 1 neck on the classical guitar. So a guy who can control 3, that's pretty amazing. So you got him, and then we have one of the most significant folklore guitarist from Argentina. His name is Juan Falú, and he'll be bringing his folk music from Argentina to Kingston. And he's one of my favorite artists because I've known him for almost 15 years now. I met him in Spain. He was on the jury panel of a competition that I participated in and happened to win. And he was very complimentary of my playing. I saw him play, which was a transcendental experience. I mean, he really transports you to another world. And so he'll be with us. He'll transport you all to another world as well, which is one of the beauties of this festival, is that you buckle your seatbelt when you get there, and you can travel around the world without having to go anywhere. And it's really an enlightening and inspiring experience that brings everybody together around this magical instrument that is the guitar, and also for the first year the mandolin, if not the lute. It's a really exciting time.
So tell the listeners where they can get tickets and how they can do that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, how are you gonna gain
access?
access?
Right, yeah.
So that's very important. So you can go to our website at URIGuitarFestival.org. Again, that's URIGuitarFestival.org. And there you can find a plethora of passes and tickets. And it ranges, the tickets are between $15 and $25, which is pretty reasonable for the renowned artistry that we have on campus.
Absolutely.
And if you want to become a student or an auditor for our educational programming, that's anywhere from $100 as an auditor per day, or you can sign up for the course as a student, an active participant for $250, or the mandolin course, $350. I should also mention, if you are not able to make it and you're like, oh, darn, I'm going to be in Minneapolis or I'm going to be in LA, you're in luck. We are offering all of our concerts online, streaming, which is really amazing. And I love to be able to offer this festival beyond all boundaries. With the click of your mouse, you can access our concerts, all of our educational offerings. But we hope you can join us at any one of these venues, whether it's the URI Fine Arts Center or the Towers or the Courthouse or wherever we're at. We want you to join us. One of my favorite sayings is, if you build it, they will come. We've built this festival year in and year out, so all of you will come and be together with all of us as we make guitar music, as we share novel perspective and ideas about the music making process, and just hang out and have a good time. This is an inclusive event for everybody of all ages, wherever you come from. We're here to embrace you.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you very much
so much
for hosting me, Scott.
Appreciate it.